Food is a great way to connect people. I've been working with the National Trust chefs to adapt a much-loved family recipe, which I want to share with you today. Hi, I'm Simran Sandhu. I'm Senior Partnership and Programming Officer here at Kedleston Hall. I plan events, exhibitions, and find ways of exploring our South Asian collections and connections in new ways. The recipe that we're adapting today was handed down to me by my mother, Gurmeet Kaur, and developed by myself and Georgia Williams, the head chef at Kedleston Hall. We hope you enjoy it.
So this is your recipe, Simran. What's the inspiration behind it? Where did it come from?
I remember as a child going to my Nan's farmhouse, and it was a big sprawling building with a big huge kitchen, and we'd all sit with her and she'd be cooking this and all the cousins would be laughing and joking. It's a fabulous memory of me growing up with the family, and this would be like our Sunday lunch.
So it was as much about family as it was about food?
Yes, whichever culture, whichever country you belong to,
Yeah.
Food always connects people. So this is basically quite a standard recipe for any curry that you might want to make, especially a vegetarian one.
Yeah.
We will call it the chana masala in Indian, but as you know, India's got so many different states, and every state has its special dish.
Yeah.
The one that we're cooking today is quite North Indian,
Right,
because
okay.
I'm from North India, I'm from the Punjab.
Okay.
So this is sort of specific to this region particularly. Traditionally, we would use a muslin cloth
Yeah.
to put the tea bags, to maybe even put sticks of cinnamon, cloves, cardamom, and even the black cardamom. Lots of people here aren't used to that kind of intense flavor, so we toned it down for the recipe, I think.
You're the chief on this, and I'm going to do exactly what you
Not
said.
really.
So we're going to add in our spices. We've got black mustard seeds.
Yeah.
We've also got some whole cumin seeds. And we've got some ground coriander.
Also, sometimes at home we would cook it in ghee,
Yeah.
which is clarified butter, and that actually is quite different. The flavor is very different, and it's much richer as well.
The black mustard seeds wants to start popping. That's when you know you've released all the natural oils and spices. We're going to add our onions in now.
There's 2 large onions chopped really fine, and this will take some time now because we need to have them really nicely, evenly browned.
I was quite surprised when we started looking at the recipe, and I'm like, tea, what is the purpose?
My mum always said she used the tea bags mainly to add a really nice brown color to the chickpeas, but I suspect there will be some flavor. And we all love tea, don't we? Of course, it was, the tea plantations came to India through colonization.
Yeah.
I actually used to live in Assam in the middle of plantations, and I became quite a connoisseur actually.
The powdery bag that we get in this country is nothing like the tea that you
No.
get from plantations.
That's actually the leftovers. It's the CTC.
Oh,
The
no.
good tea is the Darjeeling tea. And that's another conversation and another film, I think.
So next thing, we've got some finely chopped green chilies. And then we've got finely chopped garlic. And then we've got some finely chopped ginger.
I think the trick is to make sure that we cook this on not very high heat till the smell of raw garlic and ginger evaporates. Yeah. Some chilies can be hotter than others.
Yep.
So I think when you're chopping them, you sort of have an inkling of how hot they are. I think we can sort of tailor the recipe to our individual needs, really. My brother in my family, he loves very hot food, so he'll add some chilies on top.
This is your recipe. Are you happy with that?
I think you're about ready for the tomatoes, you think?
We are about ready for the tomatoes, yeah. So what we're looking for then at this stage, what would you say?
So we are looking for the tomatoes to be completely cooked,
Yeah.
so that the oil leaves the side of the pan and totally incorporated in the masala, as we call it, in the spice mix. I think it's about done.
Our chickpeas. Right, let's just take the spice balls out. Pop it all in. I'll help the chickpeas along.
Another interesting thing you could do is sort of crush the chickpeas a little bit.
Just a little.
And that it sort of is a natural thickener of the gravy, isn't it? I think you could do with a little more cooking of this.
Yeah.
It's a bit runny. It's probably okay for rice because it's got more gravy.
More gravy.
But if you wanted to have it with flatbread or puri,
Yeah.
it has to be quite dry.
quite
Quite
thick.
dry. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But that leads us quite nicely into being able to prep our potatoes.
Back home, they're not an integral part of the dish. You would use them mainly as garnish. You would take a large potato and then with a melon baller, just scoop little bits out into little round balls.
Yeah.
And then fry them with ghee. But you could do this with oil as well.
Oh yeah, they look good. Try not to get too much of the oil in. They smell nice.
Then the final bit is just adding a bit of fresh coriander, some lime juice, and a little bit of sugar if people want that.
Yeah.
The coriander always adds a touch of amazing flavour in the end.
It's good
and
freshness
it looks, and
as
it
well.
really looks lovely as well.
That lemon
It's really good.
beautifully set it off. And does it pass muster?
I think it does. Curry is just an example of how British and Asian cultures have influenced each other over the generations. I wanted to create the Kedleston curry to reflect the museum collection and connection of Lord Curzon, the Viceroy of India. But most importantly, I hope you enjoy what we've created, either in your own home or coming to a National Trust cafe close to you.